Box FM with fear.
Welcome back to Horrorbox FM. I'm your host. Tonight, we share a bone-chilling, true account that will make you look at your rearview mirror every single time you drive alone at night. This happened on a desolate stretch of State Route 93 in Ohio. It was a freezing, foggy night in mid-October. The clock on the dashboard read 2:15 a.m. David was driving home alone after a grueling double shift at work. The highway was completely dead, swallowed by an eerie, heavy silence. Thick woods lined both sides of the road, hidden beneath a blanket of dense fog. The only source of light was the dim beam of David's headlights cutting through the darkness. The local radio station was playing softly, but suddenly, the signal cut out, replaced by a loud, distorted static hiss. David groaned and switched the radio off. Right at that moment, the temperature inside the car plummeted. Even though the heater was on, David could see his own breath forming white mist in the air. He pulled his jacket tighter around himself. Suddenly, a terrible sensation hit him. He felt the distinct sound of heavy, shallow breathing coming from the back seat. A foul, sickening odor, like rotting meat, filled the cabin. David tried to shake it off, convincing himself it was just exhaustion or a mechanical issue with the car. He kept his eyes locked on the road. For the next few minutes, there was nothing but the hum of the engine. Then, a massive semi-truck approached from behind and began to overtake his car. As the truck passed by, its bright, red taillights flashed directly into David's car, illuminating the interior. In that brief, crimson flash, David glanced up at his rearview mirror. His heart instantly skipped a beat, and his blood ran cold. Sitting right in the middle of the back seat was a figure. It wasn't entirely human. It had a pitch-black, shadowy silhouette, but its face was a ghostly, translucent white. Long, matted hair hung wildly over its forehead. But the most terrifying part was its eyes. There were no pupils, just two hollow, pitch-black sockets. The entity sat perfectly still, staring straight into David's soul through the mirror. David's entire body paralyzed with sheer terror. His hands shook so violently he could barely hold the steering wheel. He wanted to scream, but his throat choked up, leaving him completely breathless. Cold sweat poured down his face. Hoping it was just a vivid hallucination, he forced himself to look at the mirror one more time. This time, the entity had leaned forward. Its long, skeletal, gray fingers were resting on the top of David's headrest. Its mouth stretched open into a wide, unnatural, demonic grin. David knew with absolute certainty that if he stopped the car, he would die. He slammed his foot on the gas pedal. The speedometer shot up 80, 90, 100 miles per hour. David began to pray out loud, his voice trembling. He kept checking the mirror, and with every glance, that pale, distorted face was inching closer to his neck. Then, he felt it, a freezing, ice-cold breath brushing against the back of his right ear. A raspy, inhuman voice whispered something in a language that didn't belong to this world. Blinded by panic, David looked ahead and saw the bright neon signs of a 24-hour gas station up ahead. It was flooded with light. Without slowing down, David veered hard into the station and slammed on the brakes. The tires screeched violently, waking up the silent night. The moment the car screeched to a halt under the bright lights, The suffocating cold and the rot smell vanished instantly. David burst out of the driver's seat, gasping for air, his chest heaving. The gas station attendant ran outside, startled by the noise. Seeing David pale and trembling, the attendant asked, "Are you all right, sir?" David couldn't speak. He could only raise a shaking hand and point toward the back of his car. Under the harsh, white neon lights, David looked at his vehicle and felt a chill shoot straight down his spine. Fogged up on the inside of the rear passenger windows were two distinct, frantic handprints. It looked as if something had been desperately clawing at the glass from the inside. But the back seat was completely empty. That night, David learned a terrifying truth: some shadows on the highway don't stay outside. You might think you're driving alone, but are you really? If you're driving tonight, do yourself a favor, don't look in the back seat. Thank you for listening to Horror Box FM. Sleep tight, if you can.
Horror Box FM.